it's terrorism.
That's a clip from the new film Patriots Day, based on the 2013 Boston Marathon attack and then also the ensuing manhunt. Joining me now is the director of that film, Berg. Peter, why were you attracted to telling this story? Because you have to honor the people who were killed, the people involved, and also the people of Boston.
You know, I think there were a couple of reasons, and you know, Mark Wahlberg, my good friend, asked me to come to Boston with him and meet the men and women who went through this. And when I did, I was really impressed with two things. One was the love that this community showed, and it became very clear that this tactic of terrorism is flawed because it may hurt us, but it actually really brings people together. I was very impressed with that, how the community took care of themselves. But I was also really impressed with the law enforcement that I met with, people like Commissioner Ed Davis, who was the top cop in Boston, Rick DeLaurier, who ran the FBI. These were the two guys who it happened on their watch. And to see how, you know, it's really great to know that we will take care of each other, but it's also great to see that if they want to do this, if they want to come at us like this, we have some pretty extraordinary men and women who will give them every bit that they can handle, and we'll go get them and we'll bring them to justice. And that was very inspiring to me.
What's going to surprise people about this movie when they go see it?
There's a couple of things. You know, we live in a headline culture, so it's hard to go deep into these stories. But I think to see how intense and competent our law enforcement was in getting them and capturing them is extraordinary. To see how a young 22-year-old Chinese immigrant named Danny Meng really saved New York. You know, these brothers had more bombs. They were in their car. They had gotten away. They were headed for New York City, and they kidnapped the wrong kid. And this kid's story and the way he fought back and quite literally saved Manhattan. You know, they had Times Square in their GPS. They had a car full of bombs, and there was really nothing standing in between these two psychotic brothers and another attack.
It just gave me chills.
But this young Chinese citizen who's one of the most badass people I've ever met in my life. She's a great person.
A lot of the films that and we should point out that you wrote the screenplay for this film, and you've written previous screenplays and then also direct these movies, are based on real-life events. Lone Survivor, Marcus Luttrell, even Friday Night Lights, to name one. Why are you attracted to the real events, real people, versus just fiction and make-believe? Does that make your job harder?
Well, I mean, I grew up doing journalism like you a little bit, and I probably wasn't as good as you are, but I was okay. And I was really just attracted to interviewing people and finding out their real stories, and I was found that for me personally that was more interesting. So when I'm working on a film and I have Marcus Luttrell, you know, and his twin brother Morgan, there's their 6'8" Navy SEALs standing over my shoulder reminding me to get it right, that tends to make me work harder, to be a little more focused. And you know, the same thing when I have Commissioner Ed Davis of the Boston PD. He happens to be 6'8" also, and you know, the thousands of men and women of the Boston police community, when I have them standing over my shoulder making sure that we capture it correctly, that I just find it to be very inspiring.
This is the third movie you've made with Mark Wahlberg.
Mr. Wahlberg, yes.
Y'all sick of each other yet?
No, we're just, well, I mean, we have our moments, particularly like in playoff season, because he's a Patriots and I'm a Giants fan. But, you know, I never had a brother, so it's like having a brother. I love him very much. I have so much respect for him. You know, we fight like brothers fight sometimes, but there's always a lot of love there.
It was great to see you.
Thank you.
And by the way, he's behind State of Play on HBO. You're a producer of that, which is an incredible series on sports. So I know more episodes are coming, so I'm excited about that. Peter, great to see you.
Thank you.
The movie opens not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow.
The 13th,
so buy some tickets, people. We'll be right back.